Hello everyone, my name is Rhiannon, and today I will teach you about a mathematician named Jain 108. After this video, you may think of him as the man obsessed with phi. Now, who is Jain 108? For starters, he is an esteemed mathematician and teacher living in New South Wales, Australia. He primarily focuses on teaching sacred geometry in the golden ratio, also known as phi. Phi is an irrational number roughly equal to 1.618 or 0.618, depending on whether the formula is solving for big or little phi. Jain has written over 30 books on sacred geometry and has roughly 40 years of teaching experience. His most prominent and notable achievement is his self-named online school, Jain 108 Academy. He runs this academy with his family and is said to be the master of knowledge at the academy. The Master of Knowledge essentially means that he is the primary teacher of the Academy. So, why did he choose the unique name Jain 108? His real name is Colin Sun, and while I could not find any concrete explanation for where Jain came from, I was able to reach a possible conclusion. In India, a religion called Jainism is built on the belief that the universe is eternal and powerful. Unlike Hinduism, it does not believe that the universe was created since it is believed to be infinite. Essentially, Jains believe that the universe always existed and will continue to exist. The eventual goal of Jainism is to become liberated from the endless cycle of death and rebirth and achieve moksha, which is an all-knowing and blissful state of being outside of the cycle. Interestingly, the number 108 is significant in Jainism because it is considered a holy number representing life, death, and the individual. Since his first visit in 1989, Jain 108 has become deeply connected with India and the religious cultures there. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that this religion could be where he got the first part of his name from. But what about his surname? As mentioned before, the number 108 has a great significance in many religions in addition to Jainism. It is sacred to the other three dharmic religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Sikhism, along with Christianity. Additionally, the number 108 is the living mathematics of nature, meaning it is present in many things in nature. For example, the proteins in our body are built in such a way that each angle is roughly 108 degrees. Another way that the number 108 is significant is seen within a pentagon. The pentagon is a shape within sacred geometry, and each angle within the shape is 108 degrees. Also, interestingly, the word geometry adds up to 108 when using simple geometria, specifically English geometria. Simple geometria is where each letter of the English alphabet correlates to a number, such as A equaling 1, B equaling 2, C equaling 3, and so on. The main event that caused Jain to use the number 108 as his surname occurred in 2005, when he lectured about Sri 108, which is an infinitely repeating 24 code that sums up to 108 in India. After receiving a standing ovation and numerous letters addressed to Mr. Jain 108, Jain decided to adapt and take on the new name given to him. Before this noteworthy conference, Jain 108 already had an extensive mathematical portfolio. How did this repertoire come to be? Well, Jain has always been fascinated by numbers and shapes and is innately drawn to life's spiritual and mystical aspects. This natural attraction to math drove Jain 108 to contribute significantly to sacred geometry research and other mathematical discoveries. He has also gained notoriety due to the large amount of time he has spent within the math space focusing on phi, which as of recording this is roughly 40 years. Additionally, the presentation in India in 2005 served as a launchpad for his career, pushing Jain 108 into the spotlight. He currently runs a successful online academy named after himself, called Jain 108 Academy. What is Jain 108 Academy? Jain 108 Academy is an online academy that sells online courses and textbooks to teach about sacred geometry and the golden ratio. The academy also serves as a research facility focusing on the sacred geometry and golden ratio. Each online course consists of roughly 13 episodes, 30 minutes long, with additional content included in certain courses. Each course costs between $600 and $1,000 and the cost of each corresponding textbook on average is $35 on Amazon, though on Kindle they cost roughly $17. Some notable textbooks that Jain 108 has written are the Gospel of the Holy 12 Essence Bible, the Sacred Geometry Workbook Bundle, which I will touch on the next slide, all volumes of the Book of Phi, the 108 Code series, and the Art of Number book. These books and book series touch on significant subjects within the golden ratio and sacred geometry. Within the Sacred Geometry Work Bundle, there are 6 books. They are the 5 Platonic Solids Workbook, the Vedic Mathematics Workbook, Divine Proportion Workbook, Art of Number Workbook, Math of Magic for Star Kids Workbook, and Join the Dots, the Art of Magic Squares Workbook. These books in particular are important because they describe and detail the main pillars of sacred geometry, and this whole bundle is roughly $200 on Amazon. The Jain 108 Academy also serves as a research facility in addition to an academy, though this research is presented in a blog rather than an article form. The posts cover various sacred geometry and golden ratio topics and typically speak about recent discoveries in the field. The primary purpose of the posts is to educate readers on new discoveries within the field of phi. The most recent post as of recording this was on December 31st, 2022, and spoke about the upcoming astrological calendar. As I stated earlier, Jain runs Jain 108 Academy with his family, namely his wife and daughters. His wife, Reena Soon, is one of the founders of the academy, and his daughter, Aisha Soon, is the other founder. Jain's daughter, Minka Soon, is the frequency holder of the academy. So what is Jain 108 currently working on? He is actively researching the true value of pi and describes pi as an irrational number based on the square root of phi. Most of his research is presented on the research blog or the Jain 108 YouTube channel. The most recent post relating to his research was about the harmonic 111 and explained why this number appears so frequently throughout life. To conclude, Jain 108 is an impressive individual with roughly 40 years of mathematical experience in the golden ratio, phi, and sacred geometry. He is the main founder and master of knowledge at Jain 108 Academy, writing each textbook and course offered through the academy. He has majorly contributed to the advancements of sacred geometry and its relationship to various atomic and natural structures, and continues to be a significant contributor in this field. There are my citations. I hope you all have enjoyed my presentation and video, and that you were able to learn something unique about this little-known mathematician. Thank you.